Hello, I'm Dan. This is the Ravenbrook Farmstead. I'm going to show you my pellet stove today. I've got a Harman P68 back here that I absolutely love, and I wanted to share my experience because I definitely had some reservations about getting a pellet stove. I didn't really know what I needed, and I wasn't sure if it would work in our house, but it has worked out great, and I want to go over those details for anybody who maybe is in the same boat. So, to give you a little overview of this thing for people who are really just looking for a review here, this is the whole thing, minus the fan. The fan is extra. This grate I put here to keep my cats from walking on it, but honestly, the top of it doesn't ever really get crazy hot. The sides maybe, yes, but not the top. So this is the actual stove here, the hopper back here, which holds like one 40-pound bag and another 3/4 of a bag. If I had one complaint about the thing, I wish that it actually held 2 full bags. That would be cool. You can buy a bigger hopper that's like massive, but I'm not going to do that. So that's my only complaint. It's not a big one. The thing operates with this thermometer back here and a little nicely subtly hidden door. This feed adjuster I never change. It sits at 4. The room temperature never changes. It's always set at high. This is the only knob that I ever turn. I set it at 2 when I'm going to bed. I set it at like 3, maybe sometimes 3.5 during the day. And that's it. I just make those 2 adjustments per day. This status light will blink if there's anything wrong with it. And there's kind of a code system to tell you if it's, one problem or another. If it just runs out of pellets, it's often when you'll see it flashing. So as far as it goes with managing the thing, all you ever really have to do is open up the door every once in a while to take your scraper, clear out your ash from there. It falls down in the ash reservoir underneath, which has this little trap door. And then, maybe once a month or so, I'll brush it out, I'll clean it, and that's it. It's super low maintenance. I never really have to worry about it. And I've really loved using it. I have no complaints. It's not too big. It's not too ugly. I mean, people talk about the aesthetics of pellet stoves, but as far as I'm concerned, the thing is, it's a stove. Like, what do you want? How pretty can a stove get? I think it looks pretty nice. It's kind of rustic. It looks like a wood stove, basically. So we got this thing because our house was running on radiators. There's one there at the back of the room. There's another one in the living room. They're all over the house. And if you wanted to change the temperature, you had to hit this thermostat, which is too low on the wall. And then it would change the temperature all over the house. So you don't have any kind of zoning with it. And that was one thing with a pellet stove is like, all right, is the whole house going to be just, under the mercy of this one thing? How's that going to go? And it's worked out really well because of the layout of our house. So if you want, you can go check out our house tour that we posted a few weeks ago, but I'll give you some of the details here that are relevant. So basically, the house is long. We got the kitchen back here behind the stove, right? There's the kitchen, probably the coldest part of the house because that wall is not very well insulated. It's technically part of our barn. And then this area obviously is very warm. The stairs go upstairs. That was a redundant sentence. And then our dining room and living room over here. The living room was really the concern. How are we gonna get the heat all the way down there so that when we're chilling on the couch with the dog, there he is, how do we actually stay warm enough in here? And it hasn't been a problem at all with the help of these 2 fans. So this is a fan my parents gave me when I was like 10 years old. I love it, it's beautiful and it's quiet. So when I flick that on, the first setting, and then I flick this on the first setting, this cheapo box fan, those 2 together are enough. Oh, I forgot this one. Obviously very loud when you turn it on the 3rd setting, but the first setting is tolerably quiet. So with those 2, it creates enough extra breeze that it takes the air right down there. And I would say on a really cold day, I might turn them up to the 2nd setting, both the fans, but it maybe takes 10 minutes to bring that room up to a very comfortable temperature from like 60, right? And then this thing obviously has a fan built into it, so it is, even with these fans off, it's pumping air out. So usually my routine is that I'll wake up in the morning, I'll come downstairs, I'll make sure I have pellets in the thing, I'll turn on the fans, and that will heat this lower part of the house. So we have our coffee, we hang out down here, the house stays warm in the lower half. Then my partner Natalie will go to work, I'll turn off the fans, and I'll go upstairs. Upstairs is where I do all my work for the first half of the day. I work as a personal trainer virtually on the internet, and this is the room where I do it. And this room stays a really comfortable temperature all day, even at night when we turn that pellet stove setting down to like 58, it's still 63 up here. That's our low. 72 is when the sun hits this room, which is maybe around 9 or 10 in the morning. It gets toasty in here. This bathroom, we just keep the door closed because it's directly above the pellet stove. My music room here, I won't bother opening right now. I do spend time in there, but I'm playing saxophone in there, so I'm working up a sweat to a certain degree. I don't need it super warm, and just having the door open for a couple minutes beforehand usually brings the temperature right up to a comfortable level. And then as far as that, yeah, just in the evening, it's like the reverse. You know, my partner Natalie will come home, I'll turn the fans back on, we chill in the living room, and then we go up to bed, we turn the heat down. I keep this door closed because this is our laundry room. I just put this cat door here so that I could keep the door closed. Every time I open the door, he thinks he's getting fed. He knocked over my kale plants, but anyway, this is our nice big window here. Lovely sunset tonight. And this window is a huge heat sink. It just takes all of our heat, so I didn't want to leave this door open. But to keep the air from blocking up too much, I do keep the other entrance to that room on this side, which also leads to the stairs, the other set of stairs. I keep this door open just a little bit, and at the top of the stairs, the door to our bedroom also stays open a little bit. And I do that just because, as my understanding of heating goes, you don't want to create a backing up of the air. So if anyone has any recommendations on how I can improve that, that would be appreciated. So far it's working pretty well. The heat has no trouble traveling down to the end of that room. And I think that pretty much sums up my whole situation indoors. And now I'm gonna take you out to where I'm storing my pellets. I gotta watch for the cats because they like to stalk the door. And yesterday I was trying to record this video and Joey rushed me, not that one, but the tuxedo rushed me, and I fell over and smacked my head and broke my tripod. So here's our workout space. It's also where I keep the pellets. These are some Canadian sourced softwood pellets. They've been working great. I can't really tell you like what's great about certain types of pellets. I'm still figuring that part out. But as I understand it, softwood burns a little faster, makes a little bit more ash, and is cheaper. The hardwood, at least the options that I've seen, the hard one's been a little bit more expensive, but burns a little slower, maybe lasts a little longer, produces less ash, but is slightly more expensive, maybe to the tune of like $20 to $30 a month. I am testing these out to figure that out. So I bought 100 bags to burn through them and then switch to something different so I could compare one to the other. So that's still kind of in the works. I'll maybe update you on that in the comments as that goes along. But one issue here is that under my stairs here, these are all bags. I know you can't really see that, but there's a crap ton of bags accumulating because every day I've got, you know, a bag or two going in that pile. And you can't recycle them. You can't take them to the dump anymore because I guess China stopped taking those soft plastics. So the dump doesn't want to recycle them. I figure somebody's got to recycle those bags. I just haven't figured out where that is. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to just load them all up in my car and take them to one place and have them recycled. But until then, they're just gonna sit under my stairs. I'm a little worried about that. That's the only hitch in this thing, is that it seems a little bit less eco if you gotta have a million bags under your stairs. If anybody knows how to deal with the bags, please let me know. That's one thing I've yet to really get completely nailed down. But yeah, I think that's about it. That's pretty much the long and short of it. It's been very straightforward, very simple. This stove is not a cheap stove. It was an investment and one that we weren't sure if we were gonna make, but I talked to my stove guy about it and he explained that the system that we have, this forced hot water burning oil situation, was gonna be so inefficient that buying this would mean that it would pay for itself within 10 years. And I was super lucky and I got this stove for like 60% of the price of a new one off Craigslist, and there was nothing wrong with it. Sometimes, I guess my stove guy was telling me that people will do that and then it'll need $1,000 worth of work, making it kind of redundant buying it used. But I did not find that to be the case. I was super, super lucky in getting a stove that was basically flawless, very lightly used for, I think I paid $2,400, and it came with some pellets. And the thing normally goes for like $4,400. So it was a very, very good deal. Maybe you can get lucky like me, but good luck in that department. But anyway, if you guys have any other questions, please let me know down in the comments. Be happy to answer them as best as I can. Natalie's just coming home now. But I hope that video was useful to you. Your dog's freaking out. Anyway, I hope that video was useful to you. Please subscribe to our channel if you want to see more updates to our house. Hello, dear.
Hello.
And yeah, we're going to be gearing up for spring pretty soon, so subscribe if you want to see all that stuff going down. And leave a like on this video if it's been helpful to you. Thanks.